everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Part of Pride and Aston Villa Women podcast. We are joined this evening by a larger panel than usual, which we absolutely love, of course, seeing different faces. And yeah, we're going to talk all things Villa because we had a heartbreaking defeat at the weekend, didn't we? But first things first, we'll do some hellos and introductions. Nick, it's been a while. Lovely to have you back. How are you doing?
I'm here. I'm good. I'm alive.
Hey, that's all we can ask for. All we can ask for, of course. Gary, how you doing?
I am living the dream.
I love that's not syncing up, but I'm glad you're there. I also love that you're blending into your background. That makes me very happy.
Color coordination.
It is. It's fantastic color coordination. Emma and Afon, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm great. Sorry, I was just highlighting my commentary corner stuff because I've got loads of notes and my commentary corner was all mixed in.
Oh, you've got notes.
So I was just being prepared.
Very fresh. So, Emily, how you doing?
Good. I have no notes. So
wonderful. Well, your brain's like a compendium, so it should be fine, right? It's
just all in the wrong order. Yeah.
That's fine. So we're going to start with the end of the match and work backwards.
It works. Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Yeah. And finally, Lindsay, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not bad. Bit hectic with the 8-week-old, but hey, we live, as Nick says, we're alive, so we're all good. We are all good. Right then, let's get started because it was, of course, our first game under new management. So let's start there, actually, because this Villa looked completely different to the one that started the season, to even the one that we saw a couple of weeks ago. So, Nick, for you, go straight in. Arroyo, do you think she's going to be the best thing that we've had recently? But she's been a really good influence for this next part of the season. Were you impressed?
I was very, very, very excited. I went in with bias as well because I just decided before I even saw her that she was going to be fabulous. As the week has gone on, though, I have fallen slightly back down to earth a little bit.
Oh no!
Just remembering how we came out in our first match against Chelsea, we were all like, oh my God, we've never seen them play like this. This is wonderful things. Robert De Pauw could be the best thing that's ever happened. And then it all went downhill.
All went a bit wrong, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want this match to be a repeat of, is it the fantastic new manager or is it I want to impress the new manager and get minutes?
Yeah, because someone even said as well, I think it was last night on the pod, it was last week, wasn't it, for the City game, that the Dutch manager was in the crowd looking at performances ready for this international window. So it's that difference, isn't it? Lindsay, what did you think?
I think it's just I'm the same as Nick. Is it new manager bounce or is it new manager tactics or is it Gota's tactics and then kind of starting to bring in new tactics? It's just I need a bit more time.
Solidifying it all.
Yeah, I need a bit more time to appraise. It's a good game, but we always play well against the top teams. We always have done, and it's the others that we struggle with. They're our bogey teams, so it'd be interesting to see at the weekend how we play as a true testament.
Yeah, a true testament. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Because you think. Because there were changes to the starting lineup, weren't there? So, Emily, I'm going to come to you. We had 4 changes in the starting 11. Do you think that was our strongest 11 to face Chelsea, who, let's face it, we all said last week, we'd love to batter them 10-0. Wasn't going to happen. Was that our strongest 11, do you think? Was it?
Yeah, it definitely felt like a team that was geared specifically towards Chelsea and the kind of match it was going to be. Chastity Grant's been playing really well anyway, but she's more of a defensive. Her defensive part of her game is better than, say, Leon's. So you can see why. And she fully warranted being picked ahead of her. I think she had a really good game. And then the same obviously Maz was injured, so she wasn't even in the squad. But Maritz as well has got that sort of bit of grit about her.
Tenacity
that's what you need against Chelsea. And obviously Lucy Parker coming back into the lineup, she was immense, and I'm sure we'll speak at length about her.
She was incredible.
I was going to say we were going to talk about her in a bit, but you know what, we'll talk about her now. We put a poll out, didn't we? And by unanimously, she was everyone's player of the match. Because how many defenders can say they can go toe to toe with Lauren James and Myra Ramirez, and for the most part come out on top? Gary, why do you think Lucy Parker is so integral to this squad? What does she bring?
Brings everything that would be missing. You know, we've always needed a ball winner, and Parker just sits at the back and cleans up everything. You know, this is the second game this season that pretty much Ramirez has spent the majority of it in Parker's back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Ramirez is brilliant, a lot of the other defenders in the league. But Parker's strength, her control, you know, she has solid pace as well. I know obviously Ramirez got away from her for the goal, but that was it. That was the only time that Ramirez managed to sort of pull away from her. And, you know, Parker, just everything that she brings to the defence is confidence. If anything, it's helping give the rest of the defence confidence as well. You know, there's nothing worse than a shaky back line. And I think Parker's definitely there for the long run.
Yeah, 100%. Because as soon as she got that knock, we all kind of went, no, we need her. We need her in this squad. She is so vital. And again, she proved it at the weekend.
I think her and Patsy work really well together as well.
Yeah.
Like, they make each other's game better.
Yeah.
And like you said, when we played Chelsea last time, Ramirez didn't do anything that game. And it was the same when we played City away. Like Bunny Shaw had such a quiet game because, I don't know, Lucy Parker can stand up to that sort of out and out striker that is good at keeping on the ball. She can go toe to toe with them.
Yeah. And that, I mean, we said it before, but that tenacity, that power, it just, to most people who were looking for, you know, star strikers, things like that, but we're looking at all of these pieces that ultimately make fantastic defense as well, aren't we? Now, we mentioned it earlier, but it was the exact same scoreline as it was on the first game of the season. 1-0, unfortunately, went Chelsea's way again. But honestly, for 82 minutes, 81 minutes, I think everyone thought a draw is fair. Emma, what were your thoughts? Because we'll talk about the first chance, which was Villa's chance, and it was that loose ball, a bit of a heavy touch from Millie Bryant, wasn't it? So when Gabby Nunes almost got that opener, what were your thoughts in that first half, Emma? Can you remember?
Well, Chloe came with us to the game this week, so we were like, I went to her, I remember going like just before half-time, I went, I don't want us to score early. I do not want us to score in this first half because I know exactly what's going to happen if we score in this first half. We're just going to sit back and let Chelsea come at us. I mean, whether that would have happened, we'll never know because obviously we didn't score in the first half. But I was like, there was positivity there, but then I was like, actually, let's think about this realistically. We're not going to keep the 1-0 if we score early because we have a habit of just sitting back and letting the team come at us, and then we concede. So I was like, you know what? Let's hold it 0-0 for as long as we can. I mean, and then we had to score for them. Let's be real here.
Oh, controversial. So you were quite happy for us not to score. Good. No, but I know you mean.
Yeah, because I just didn't want to. I didn't want the heartbreak of us then, like Everton. We scored really early in the Everton game and then just invited Everton all over us in the second half.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because
I'd rather we didn't do that.
Yeah, a lot of the time, you know, when we do score like 20th minute or even 5th minute, it's like, yes, oh, now we've got to watch the clock. Right, okay. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It was now clock watching the other way. How much longer can we, you know, sustain this 0-0 for? You know, can we get something from it? 100%. Yeah, so that was it was a loose pass from Millie Bright, a bit too heavy, like we said. Gabby Nunes intercepted it, which was fantastic. She was playing high enough that she could do that. Tries to chip Hannah Hampton, but luckily for Chelsea, she was able to reach and control it. And again, it kind of panned to her, and she kind of like had a bit of a smirk on her face, didn't she? A bit of a laugh to be like, oh, they're doing it. They're coming.
Right, you know,
And it was a great sign that Villa weren't going to sit back, which was quite nice. And I don't know about anyone else, but that felt the most comfortable they've ever looked at Villa Park. Did anyone else?
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's never really, as much as they say, oh, Villa Park's home, it's never really felt like it, has it? There's always been something off, which is why our away record usually has been a lot better. Because
it just the atmosphere as well. I feel like the atmosphere doesn't help it feel any much more like home.
Yeah, no.
Whereas Bescott's always kind of felt like the home away from home in a sense.
Yeah, because you can all come together,
atmosphere.
can't you? And kind of all together and can sing and stuff. There were comments made by some Chelsea fans. They were like, how, why wasn't Basil allowed as drum? Basil icon, by the way. Never say a word against Basil. But we had to then remind them that it's just a Villa Park thing. We're not allowed our drum in either.
We can't take our drum either.
Yeah, it's not an against Chelsea thing. It's just, we can't do it either. Which, again, we should rally against because I really like our drum. I really like it.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because I know when we play Spurs at the Leyton Orient Stadium, they have like some sort of full brass band going on down at the front.
Yeah.
And you're like, if the club is wants to build the atmosphere and stuff, or they say they do, you'd think they'd sort of encourage that side of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And facilitate it rather than actively make it impossible.
Yeah.
And they also let the horns in, which are so much louder than the drum anyway. So if it was a sensory issue for like inclusion, they haven't really got a leg to stand on because
they've missed the boat on that.
So loud.
Yeah.
The horns are more annoying because you get the squeaks and it's like, stop squeaking, you sound like a clarinet.
Yeah, when the actual thing inside it's gone and it just sounds like a really bad like dog toy. Yeah. But yeah, it's something to, we hope the club think about, isn't it? If they're trying to promote that atmosphere. However, it wasn't just one-sided, was it? Annoyingly, Chelsea had a couple of moments, didn't they? The first one, inevitably, Lauren James found herself in front of goal, setting up a thunderous shot, but Lucy Parker made a crucial save with her body to keep the scoreline at 0-0. Again, just Lucy Parker. She got in so many fantastic positions.
I thought that was sort of she's touched that and it's happened to go wide, but she did actually. She meant to do that.
Yeah. Oh, it's fantastic. Watching it back, I think every time I watched it, I was like, I'm just going to watch that back because that was really good. Whether it's intentional or not, I'll just watch it again. And the rest of the first half kind of went. There were chances. It was end to end, but there wasn't anything more clear cut, was there? So, Emily, when it got to half time and it was 0-0, we talk about this kind of not fake hope, but a glimmer in naivety, shall we say? But yeah, what was it like when it got to half time for you, kind of in the stadium? How did it feel? What were your thoughts?
Well, I was really impressed with how we'd set up and how we'd played in the first half. And I think it was a little bit like you look at the players that Chelsea had on their bench and wondered how long we could maybe make it last.
Yeah.
But I was, I think, confident in our backline with Lucy Parker and Patsy in the middle. I also wasn't sure if Lucy Parker was going to be able to play the whole match. Having she's only played sort of 20 minutes or so in the last two, or 40 minutes maybe. But
she could play the whole match. Yeah.
It was more of a, I think at half time I was still hoping that it was going to be a draw.
Yeah. And again, as like we said, as soon as the minutes wore on, we were like, okay, we can do this. We can do this. Because again, looking at Chelsea's starting 11, they had 5 changes. They had injuries. Lucy Barnes wasn't there, much to a lot of people's annoyance and heartbreak. Sorry, Hannah, if you're watching. But yeah, it was. Chelsea didn't feel like their strongest, did they? It felt like, I don't know, that they weren't really expecting us to attack it, and they probably did expect us to sit back a bit.
Yeah, because in the first half, they, aside from like the few, they had sort of attacking moves up to our final third. But like you said, there wasn't anything clear cut. We sort of nullified any of their forward threat. There wasn't. Yeah. So I think that's what impressed me the most, was that there wasn't any. It wasn't like a highlights reel of saves that Sabs had to do or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think Shawnee actually made, was it 3 saves? Oh no, 2 on target. So yeah, 2, 3 proper saves. Because normally with Chelsea, it's like 10 minutes, have a goal, another couple of minutes, have another one. So the fact that they were frustrated was like, we can frustrate Chelsea. This is quite nice. And I do have to say, Chastity versus Niamh Charles was another good battle down that wing as well. I noticed down the right hand side. The second half, then, again, started off a couple of chances, nothing really worth writing home about. But then both teams, again, it felt like this on camera, I don't know if it felt like it in the stadium as well. Both teams seemed to increase their intensity, neither wanting to really settle for the points, which, again, was great because it wasn't like Villa went, we'll play for the draw. Like, they were still attacking and going for it, weren't they? So we've got to talk about it. Kirsty Hansen.
Jesus.
Oh, anyone want to volunteer to take us through that one? Because the heartbreak of it. Gary, do you want to take us through it?
My heart stopped.
I'm going to try not to. Honestly, that strike, like, I watched it. I kept rewinding it back here as well tonight whenever I was rewatching the game. You know, like, I'm still convinced Hampton got a small fingertip to it. And that might have just been the slight difference of why it hit the bar and didn't just dip in. And it's like, what a goal that would have been. It's like, even as the opportunity, it's like, you know, we all believed, you know, there's not a single person who was in Villa Park didn't think that was going in until it rattled the bar. And it's like, just the instant heartache is like so close. And like, that was before Chelsea had scored. How would that have rattled them?
Yeah. And you just, again, like you said, everyone watching it when, you know, it started to celebrate almost, because how was that not going in? Because Nick, for you, like, that just kind of summed up the day, didn't it? The fact that I just didn't go in.
Physics just screwed us over completely there. She's like, no, science says no. Yeah. If hope and dreams and will and belief would have got a goal in, then that would have been a goal. But unfortunately, Hannah Hampton's tiny little thing. I swear to God, she must have like something in the end of her gloves, like, like finger extenders or something. Because that, I mean, you've got to give your dues to Hannah as well. Like, no one was saving that, but somehow she did.
Yeah, she just got that slightest insult.
It was like the tiniest fingertip, wasn't it?
Yeah, the tiniest little bit.
It's just the
Even at the
smallest
point where it was like bouncing off the underside of the crossbar, I was like, it's going to go in. Like, it's just going to bounce in, and then it didn't.
Yeah, like bounce off the top, bounce off the side, and then hopefully in. Like, that was.
If it had have bounced and gone the other side of the line, they wouldn't have given it to us anyway. Because
That's true.
That ref was not in the mood to give us things.
That's very true.
After the 70th minute, that ref was just like, now.
Well, hey, you know, we're going to talk about it at the end, but we'll talk about it now. As Emma rightly said, refereeing until, about the 80th minute was all right. She was letting things go both ways. Fairly standard. The last 10 minutes went a bit wonky, to put it politely, because we had 2 corners given as goal kicks. Like, in the clearest light of day, they were corners. One of them, of course, being in the 95th minute out of 6 minutes of added time. Lindsay, I know we can't think of what ifs, but what if that was given as a corner? What do you think that would have done to the match?
What if Sabs came up and did a worldie and got us a point? That moment would just be perfect. Seeing the limbs, that would just be perfect.
Again, that was a carbon copy of the first match. Like,
yeah,
weird. Sam's coach. That's the only time she's ever done it is against Chelsea, like in the dying minutes. Like,
Yeah, because she had a chat with Arroyo, didn't she? And she was like, "Can I go up? Can I do it? Can I?" It was like, "Yes, go up."
before.
It's like it nearly works. Let me try and do it again. But of course, before we got to the end of the match, we won't hurry through, of course. So yeah, so that chance then, so that was in the 70th minute, and it was Villa's best chance of the match, wasn't it? Lucy Parker, of course, all started with her. Her clearance created that fantastic counter attack. It was a lovely through ball from Jordan Nobbs, landed at Kirsty Hansen's feet. She outpaced Lawrence, which was fantastic to see. Got around Millie Bright as well, fired that shot from distance, and looked to be in the back of the net. But as Nick rightly said, physics stopped working and it bounced back out. However, I don't know if anyone else watched it back on the replay, but did we all see Chastity stop running?
Yeah.
And you just thought,
If she'd carried on, it might have.
If she'd carried on, because Niamh Charles was there, wasn't she? She got she booted it out. And he just thought, if she'd have kept running. And again, another what if. We can't torture ourselves with it, but what if?
I think that's something that I was most impressed about in the game was how good we looked on the counter attack.
Yes.
Because like you said, that whole build up to that chance was just really nice play.
Yeah. And it was the first time really that it felt like they knew where each other were on the pitch. And that they knew when they did pass, it wasn't just a boot. It wasn't just, hope for the best. It was, well, I know Jordan's going to be there.
I also think
that run.
Gabby had a really good game again.
Yes,
which,
she did.
Like, when you've got players like Chastity making the run,
So
and like Chastity's making the run and winning the ball, she's got that focal point up ahead of her to aim for. But yeah, Gabby's really impressed me the last few matches.
Yeah. Very, very impressed.
I think Jill is a massive part of that counter attack.
Good.
It's like you read me mind,
Jill.
Gary. She's next on my list to talk about. Yeah, Lucy Parker and Jill Byings. My God, like I know.
She played 3 games, but like against Chelsea, she was just everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
Her ball them and her pass, and it's just incredible.
and even a yellow card wasn't. That's it. One for the team. just a little shirt pull.
I like that in her.
Yeah.
We need to stand up for teams, even if it's like what, a £10 fine. Woo, never mind. Pocket change. It's okay.
We haven't got £10. What are you talking about? But no, you're right. And I know we were mourning the loss of Kenza and that creativity, but honestly, Jill's been phenomenal, hasn't she? I mean,
she's really stepped up. And could you just imagine if we'd have had her from the start of the season?
And that's the
like,
thing.
honestly, I know we did.
Yeah.
But she was injured.
Yeah.
We'd be winning the league.
Yeah, us versus Everton 1 and 2 at the top. That'd be great. Do you think we will hopefully put a bid in for her to sign her at the end of the season?
If we don't, I'm going on strike.
Yeah, if we don't,
I'm chain myself to Villa Park railings and just sing his name in the rain.
If we don't, it just
Nationwide asking for a loan.
Yeah, it'd be like, please, Villa, please sign her. Yeah, because she's made such the difference, hasn't she? She's phenomenal. So, so if anyone from Villa's watching, you know what you need to do.
Yeah, if the club have got the aspirations they say they do, then surely they've got to try and sign her. Because otherwise you're especially when Natalia is talking about building from, like, laying the foundations in the rest of this season and then building on it. If you're going to lay all those foundations with a player that leaves in the summer, what's the point?
Exactly, yeah.
We do need to buy our loans, though. We are good at that.
We are.
We're not very good at anything else, but we do tend to keep our loans.
That's true. That's good. So really, if we keep to the one thing we're good at, hopefully, then she's here to stay. They always say don't fall in love with the lone player, but I think that was too late, wasn't it? I think
we do it every time.
Even first month back.
Patsy.
Yeah, Kirsty, Dre, everyone. Yes, please. Much love for all of them. However, what's Nick distracted by?
No, they didn't. Did they?
Oh, have you got the match on?
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it halftime highlights?
oh, it may be.
It's halftime highlights.
It's shown last night. Not
My
I
bad.
was going to say, I'm sure it was 1-0.
Oh yeah, it's not even the same match.
I mean, I've got the Newcastle men on at the minute from.
yeah,
BBC
it's currently
iPlayer,
half time and it's showing last night's match.
Right. Okay, I'm with you. Yeah, it's setting up to be, well, it was setting up to be another Chelsea Arsenal, but hey, setting up to be a Chelsea City this time. So who knows? We'll keep everyone updated. It's currently 1-0. 1-0 in the Arsenal City match. Now then, we've got to talk about it, haven't we? The moment. The moment that broke our hearts. Now, it got to 81 minutes. And it was a beautiful 81 minutes up until.
And then the ref blew the final whistle, and we went home.
And we went home, shared the points, and it was a good day. Yep. I like your version. Let's stick with that. So,
Turn it off before the end, like Killing Eve. That's what you got to do. The same. Turn it off 5 minutes before the end.
And it never happens. Like with the ending of Once Upon a Time, just no, the whole last episode didn't happen. It just not having it. But that's a whole different podcast. That one I hate to talk about. So, how it happened then. So, as Gary mentioned earlier, it was the one time Ramirez managed to turn away from Lucy Parker, started her attack down the right wing, just so fast, isn't she? Comes into the 18-yard box, crosses for an approaching Hermano to tap it in. Unfortunately for Villa, Sarah Meerling, who, can we just say, had an incredible match.
Yep.
So we don't hold anything against her because
Never, very much so.
yes, we very, very much do. Yeah. That didn't take anything away from her. She slid in with the best of intentions in front of Hermano to put the ball behind the goal, but instead it bobbled a bit, caught Sabs' foot and trickled over the line for an own goal. And you just thought, yeah, that's what today's been about. It's the ball just hasn't gone in, and in fact, it's gone into the opposite net. Now, mixed reactions from Chelsea fans, of course. So, Lindsay, I'll ask you the question. If Sarah wasn't there, would they have scored anyway?
Ooh. She was in the right
Right there.
to make. The odds are in her favour that she would have scored. Yeah. Tough one, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
I was
Because
just
Sabs was like right in front of
Where
her.
she was, though, because if she was behind Hermano, then it would have been offside.
yeah.
So how far away are we taking Sarah in this one?
No, that's very true. That's very true. Because sorry, I put a reason I wasn't expecting to speak. It's a very personal podcast. Yeah, because everyone said, regardless of us saying it should have been a draw, it was, we had to score for them, that kind of thing. The counter argument is, well, Hermano was there anyway to tap it in. Malin, of course, wasn't the target. It was Hermano, so it would have been 1-0 anyway. Yeah, has anyone else got any thoughts about?
But did you see the relief on their faces when it went in, the players' relief?
Yeah.
And that just goes to show you how far we pushed them all game, that they looked like a weight had been lifted off their shoulders and they were like, it's like been given like an olive branch. And that just goes to show you how hard the girls worked. So
Give them a lifeline, yeah. Yeah, because someone even went, they've even done like a celly for that. Have some shame.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's true, that ball wasn't yours. But yeah, but they celebrated as if it was like a massive match, didn't they? That went in, like you said. So yeah, I mean, credit to us that we stopped them for that long.
I agree with them that Hermano was in the right place, but so was Sabs.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sabs was also in the right place.
She very nearly managed to get Sarah's ball with a
She
shot.
was so close to that, even though that had wrong footed her. But she was in the right place. There's absolutely no guarantee that Hermano was scoring that.
No.
Yeah. It wasn't a walk-in, like.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, it's another what if, isn't it? Lots of what if in this match. Now,
I'm living life in Delulu land. That's what it is.
Hey, we had a good reason to be there this weekend. It was quite nice.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's
That's
hope,
true.
you know, this is the start of something new, a la High School Musical, and hopefully, you know, it's not just a one-off. Thank you if anyone actually got that reference. I'm here all week. So
But come on, Freya, get your head in the
Makes me
game.
feel too old.
hey, well done. I was just going to pop to the top. Nick's
Are we
why am I
drinking
here? No, High School Musical fan, Nick.
I think I've got to go my own way now.
I think I'm too old.
We're not.
When did it come out?
Like, I'm sure we're the same age, aren't we?
Oh,
But Nick, there's not a chance you're
Was
too
it
old.
not
I'm the oldest
2001?
one here.
2006. That's like
Yeah, 6.
I was a little Grebo back then though, so I was probably like, too gothic. So.
You might have watched it in secret. Who knows? You might watch it. The golf version of High School Musical. That would be brilliant. Now, speaking of something not even remotely similar, Kira Walsh made her
That was a
debut.
really good segue.
I couldn't make one. How'd you go from High School Musical to Kira Walsh? Give us a few minutes. I'll come up with something. But yeah, she was back. She even said herself she wasn't really expecting to come on, but she got herself a little 20-minute cameo. Emma, what did you think? Can you believe that Kira Walsh is actually back?
No, I can't. I also can't believe Chelsea paid 5 chocolate bars for her. We could have given her 5 chocolate coins. It was nice to see her back. However, I saw her warming up and went, yeah, that's the last thing we need right now. So can she get back on the bench? But then we did keep her quite quiet. Like, there was a few counter-attacks where she did manage to get the ball over the top, but nothing came of them.
It was a very weird.
We did keep her quite quiet.
Yeah, no, good. Yeah, it's just weird that she's back. And again, I saw another picture that said, you know, give this picture to a Chelsea fan a year ago. And it was Kira Walsh, Lucy Bronze, and Naomi Girma, and you just think, oh. what it must be like with an endless bank account. But again, as they're saying, you know, it's the club investing. It's not anyone else's fault.
I think, honestly, at the end of the game, I forgot that she was on the pitch.
It was a substitution that I didn't understand. Like, it's great to have her back and everything, but she came on for Lauren James.
Which in itself probably tells you something.
But then we also made the same weird substitute. Like, we both made the same weird sub. Like, why did we both take a striker off for a midfielder? I don't know what conversation Natalia and Sonia were having at the beginning of the match, but their subs were weird.
They were like, I'm going to copy your homework. I'm going to.
Well, they were rolling their dice, weren't they? Because, again, you're all psychic. I was going to talk about this next. So, subs for both teams. Chelsea started a bit earlier, 46 minute, because it was Written Cannerit came on at half-time for Brighton. And then it was pretty fairly every 10-ish 20 minutes after that. We didn't actually make a change. Miri Taylor came on at the 65th minute for Gabby Nunes. And then we had...
What?
I don't really get that.
No, Chastity came off for Dree in the 77th. But then Robinson and Salmon came on in the 90th minute. And I don't know. Nick, thoughts?
It's difficult because... if it was our last manager, I'd be tearing it to pieces, being like, what were those subs? Make sense. Which I kind of still want to do, because I don't think any of the substitutions had a particularly positive impact on the game. How we kept Jill on with a yellow card, but
that was the thing. I was like, take her off, surely.
Yeah. In fairness, she did say in her aftermatch thing that she wasn't really sure about. She's like, maybe I made maybe the substitutions were too late and not right. I don't think she's quite learnt the players yet, from what I can establish. But I don't know. I think when she took Gabby off, Rachel went higher, which I'm happy about.
But Miri ended up playing like as a number 10.
Yeah, Miri, I didn't hate that, but she wasn't
that effective.
It was just we could have done. I don't know what we could have done because I think we started with a very strong 11.
Yeah,
and I feel like any substitution we would have made and did make, I feel was more of a detriment than a. It was literally just energy maintaining rather than any kind of positive impact, I think.
Yeah, it was just more, not necessarily like for like position wise, but like for like quality wise. Like nothing was lost, nothing was gained. It was just kind of stays kind of samey, wasn't it?
I understand why Hansen came off because just before that she went down with quite a bad, what it looked like quite a bad head injury. Yeah. Obviously, it wasn't in the end.
Oh yeah, it was a nose, wasn't it? Natalie Bjorn.
She had been kicked and knocked about quite a bit. But yeah.
As is our Kirsty. She was getting knocked about, isn't she?
But sure.
No.
For once, I was upset about Leon coming on, which was something I thought I'd say in a million years. Because I know, I don't know what's happened.
See the steam coming out of Emily's ears. Like, no,
I agree.
She agreed with me. She was just like,
what?
It just didn't feel like the game where she was going to have an impact, and taking Chastity off was going to have more of an impact in a bad way.
Yeah, no, because again, Chastity was such a force in that game, wasn't she?
I don't know who the hell she's come as the last couple of games. Like at the beginning of the season, I was like, why are we giving Chastity minutes? Like she's a wing back. Like she's not attacking. Jesus Christ, the last 2 games, oh my God. She's like
personalities or something. Yeah.
Squirtle, and now she's Blastoise. She's like, she's like, what happened? Kirsty evolved.
Just completely missed out water and just gone straight into Blastoise.
Chastity evolved. Just.
Oh, I love that. That's fantastic. Right, how many more references can we get into this pod? That'll make me so happy. Right. I love it. I love it, dude. We totally need to do players as Pokemon characters at some point. Not now. But we do. We absolutely do. But yeah, I mean, I guess from Arroyo's point of view, like you said, it's learning the players, isn't it? Like who works better, where are these relationships coming from? You know, who can I use and where? And again, against Chelsea, just, you know, if it's working and it's keeping them contained, just keep it.
Leave it as is.
Yeah, keep it as it is. Opposite of Emma Hayes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Just keep it as it is, instead of breaking it again. Now, in her post-match, I know Nick's mentioned a few things already, but she did call it a cruel welcome to the WSL. But she was happy that Chelsea had struggled to find a way through. Bonpastor, on the other hand, said they were lucky to get the win, and she wasn't happy with their performance despite the result. So again, shows that she wasn't happy with that either. However, though, so we're saying that this wasn't just a bounce back, wasn't just a one-off. This is where we're going to play now. So we've got Brighton at the weekend, followed by Leicester, our first game back in the league. So, Gary, what do you think? If this is our level, should we be getting those points from Leicester when we come back into the league?
Yes.
Correct.
Leicester, although that they'd actually find a net there last week, they have been struggling to score goals. If we can keep defending the way we did against Chelsea, who knows? We might even see a clean sheet.
I work so hard. I'd absolutely love one for it. But of course, before then, we have Brighton. But before then, Emma, are you ready?
Yeah.
Good.
Hey!
Hey, because she's ready. There we go. It's time for Commentary Corner with Emma, because she's promised she's got some good ones this week.
I have. I've got 2 from last week. No, 3 from last week as well that are quite interesting. Jill's name, Jill Byings, was being pronounced as Beijing. You know, like the place in China.
I do. I have heard of it. Yep.
And it was really bugging me. There was an interesting quote from the commentator about Robert DePaul. I can't remember quite exactly what it like what it was, the context was, but it just said the calamity that was.
The calamity that
Wow.
was. Wow.
Accurate.
Put
But
on a
anyway,
t-shirt.
I think it needs to. Yeah, it does need to be a t-shirt.
Idea. Yeah.
Then there was another interesting one. Again, I've forgotten the context because it was last week, but Pacheco was nibbling at someone's heels. I hope they were tasty. That's all I can
I was
say.
going to say, biting, fine. Nibbling.
Yeah, I thought it was an
All
interesting
over
word.
again.
Gently.
Stickers.
Yeah, just gently trying to attack. No, nothing dangerous. Just a gentle little attack.
And then this week there's some interesting ones. So Katerina Macario apparently is now called Catalina Macalio.
Catalina Macalio.
I feel like the commentator was trying to like roll her R's, but it didn't work, and it just came out as L's.
Oh, I've just
No.
thought of one. If you don't say it, remind me that I had one. Just laying.
Okay. I don't know if it's intentional, but really good play from Rachel Daly. I mean,
Oh
she's
wow,
on the pitch to
Backhanded
play football,
compliment.
bit
so
offensive.
I think it may have been intentional. Anywho,
Rich does it.
there was a counter attack where Daly was in the box, I think, and I don't think she realised that the ball was coming towards her. But the commentator said Daly had the ball at her feet, but she wasn't aware of it. It pinged off her shins. If it pinged off her shins, I'm pretty sure she felt it.
Oh, was that when the cross went in and she was actually blocking it instead of it going in?
Yeah.
Second half. Yeah, I remember that.
It
Because
was
you just saw her face go, oh, why am I here? Why is the ball? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Then Mary Taylor used to play for Chelsea, but the commentator didn't say that. They said Chelsea player Mary Taylor. She's clearly in claret and blue.
Oh, wow.
At the start.
Okay.
And then 5 minutes later, it's almost like the commentator had to Google it, said something else, and then 5 minutes later after that, after another Google, went, oh yeah, they came second in the WSL that season. Like, I feel like they were just trying to ramble, but
There's just no logic to the
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
yeah. Georgia Mullet was back on the pitch. I mean, I thought we sent her alone,
They actually.
but apparently the ball was picked up by Mullet. It was Noel. Maritz. Slightly
Not even
different.
vaguely the same number either.
They don't even look
No.
the same. Like, I get it sometimes if it's Arsenal and they've all got a blonde ponytail. Like, sometimes, maybe.
Oh, she did change to 16 though, didn't she?
I mean,
Players for Southampton.
Yes, that's besides the point. Yeah.
That's the big bit, Emily. Different division.
Different colours.
different league, different age range.
And then we've got this one was when Kirsty and Natalie Bjorn collided. So the commentator was very confident about this statement. Said a significant amount of blood is coming from Kirsty's nose. A new shirt will be required. And then about 2 minutes later, when we got the other angle was like, actually no, it looked like she'd hit her arm, and a new shirt isn't
No,
required.
there was.
So why are you so confident in the first
Tell you what it
place?
was, though, is because Kirsty had red nail varnish on. So as Kirsty's done that,
Yeah.
that's what. Because I thought the same initially. I was like, oh my God, what's happened to her nose?
I was exactly the same. I was like, oh my God, she's got no.
Arsenal have a penalty.
That was
What?
not.
So
No.
far behind. I wondered what Emily was reacting to.
I'm so far behind.
That's not
She's now going into the. That's not Leah.
Arsenal got a penalty. All right. But so what's happening?
I'm only on 56 minutes.
That is not a penalty.
That's not a penalty. They both just fell over.
You're gonna get a yellow. Oh, Kirsty's getting. Oh, I'm so far behind.
Oh, it was Stina as well. Oh, I thought she got the ball. Sorry.
You know what? She was on side, so let's pick it up.
She's never on side.
I just literally did what a commentator, like what we were talking about a minute ago, blonde ponytails there, because I was like, oh, Leah Williams. No, that's not Leah.
She got the ball.
That's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Leah's playing quite far forward. Oh no, no.
Okay, no, that's a penalty. Yeah.
Come on, Yamashita.
No.
Yamashita.
You know what? At least they play for the same team,
Yeah, that's
Nick,
true.
and isn't
Right,
Georgia
Isn't
Georgia
that
Mullet.
Southampton?
Sometimes, like,
Now
not
plays in a
react
division.
until
Okay.
I'm far behind.
If we all-
I mean, I'm still on the highlights.
Oh,
of
you're
the
far.
penalty
You're further
going.
behind than me. Oh, look,
I'm on
that's
57
breaking
minutes.
news, isn't it? We've stopped the news broadcast. This is breaking news.
Hey, sorry, folks. It's 1-8 to score.
Gary,
Gary!
You said no spoilers, Gary.
I was doing so well. I was being. That was a soft penalty from Calante as well.
I don't even just watch it now.
She's not even kicked it yet. Give
Well,
me a
if
minute.
it helps, I've just got the
Everything.
notification. Arsenal are awarded a penalty after Rebecca Nark is judged to brought down Blackstenias.
Well, whilst we're
Went the
chatting
right
about
way.
that, can I just say that Georgia Mullet, my friend was at the game and watched Georgia Mullet play and said
Real Georgia Mullet or
real one.
The real
The
one.
real one. She just
The
sent me a
real one.
photo.
Her evil twin.
It's the real one, and she said she played really, really well, and she had a really, really good game. And Freya Gregory had a good game as well. So Villa girls doing well.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's news that I
Yeah, but
want
let's
to
not
hear,
sell
to be
Georgia Mullet.
honest. I don't think I want to hear how well they're doing without us.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch the highlights of the Southampton game. She did well. It's just nice to see her actually on the pitch
Oh,
and getting minutes. That's been the best thing. Okay, so now the penalty's gone in. It's now 1-1. Arsenal
breaking
City.
news is finished.
Emma, would you like to resume?
That was all. So if I didn't say the one that you had, please feel
No, you
free
didn't.
to.
So
Just eat the
mine,
raisin.
still got a raisin in my mouth.
Same raisin or?
No. Yeah, if anyone's not had them before, Marxie's milk chocolate covered raisins are insane.
Oh, they're chocolate covered. They're not just raisins.
Oh, no shit.
Okay.
No, I thought you were being healthy. I thought you turned into a little
It's a raisin.
New Year, New You.
Still in there somewhere, just covered by a lovely layer of milk chocolate. And it keeps me sane. So
Guys, another penalty.
Oh,
another one.
Another one.
What? I'm behind.
It's the other end of the pitch.
Gary, shh.
Penalty to City, yeah.
City.
Oh, this is what Brighton is going to be like.
I didn't even see it happen.
We've chosen the right night to go live, guys.
And a brilliant segue into what the Brighton match is going to
That one's probably more of a penalty
Yeah.
than the other one.
So who did this one? Because I'm being good and I haven't
I'm
got
not
it.
sure who made the tackle. Mary Fowler's about to take it, and she also got fouled.
be. Right, Gary,
There was two Arsenal
Someone
players on them.
gag Gary.
But we're all right, Nick. Don't worry.
No spoilers. We're behind. I mean, for God's sake, they're pointing at a dumpster. I don't know what to say, but it's true.
Wow, we're talking about Brighton matches and saving penalties.
Be prepared to be surprised.
Yeah, that's true.
You spoiled it, Lindsay.
Never say never. I'm being positive.
How have they still not taken it?
What?
Have they taken it yet?
Yeah, spoiler, Lindsay. I was like, she spoiled it by saying. She
I
basically
can't believe they.
saved.
I didn't say that. I just said never say never.
I really want City to win. I don't want Arsenal to win.
Arsenal to win. It's Arsenal's cup.
It's awesome.
Anyway,
No,
Brighton.
It's their cup.
In a weird
All
way.
we can get is a plastic cup.
officially saved. Right. No, so my bit of commentary corner was for the Arsenal City game, which was on BBC, I think. So good production. The commentator could not get Wubben-Moy's surname right for the life of her, but then said, "Sorry, Lottie, I'll get your surname right this time."
Oh, good.
Irony.
I was like,
Can we try with the first name too?
yeah. So yeah, I was just like, how can you? No. So yeah, that was mine. The fact that she was so concerned with getting her surname right, she just completely butchered her first name as well. So if anyone was in any doubt watching, Lotta, not Lottie, just Lotta.
Just call her Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Full on name her.
That's not her name. No. Okay, right. Let's talk about it then. So, We've said, if we keep up this level against Leicester in the league, we can pick up some very valuable points. However, of course, Leicester is in the distance. What we're focusing on, well, I'll say, attention's turn to the Cup, of course, FA Cup, which is this weekend against Brighton, who, interestingly, drew to Crystal Palace at the weekend. Does anyone watch the highlights of that match?
No.
That was the most bizarre match.
Wow.
The Lily Woodham, the Palace defender, passed back to the goalkeeper, expecting her to, take it at her feet and then clear it. She went to kick it, missed it. The ball went under her foot, and she had to race the ball back and didn't make it.
Oh, no.
That was how Brighton got one. So they didn't score the whole match. It was an own goal from Lily Woodham.
From a backwards pass.
I was going to say neither did we, but we actually did.
For a backwards pass. So yeah, it was. So considering Brighton aren't on their best run, they now haven't won in 5. They've either, they've drawn or lost, obviously. So how are we feeling about this match coming up? Nick's doing some bizarre hand movements.
Brighton's always a disaster for one of us.
That is true.
It ends in penalties, or there is a penalty, or we both get a penalty, or one of us gets a red card, or both of us gets a red card. It's always a disaster.
I was going to say there were just 2 red cards last time.
It adds a bit of flavour. I love a flavoured match.
2 red cards.
Like a nice beige match, please.
Nice beige one.
Might just open play. That would be nice one day as well against Brighton, rather than penalties.
That would be quite nice. Yeah, but does beige need
really don't want
penalties? Because can't do that.
I just want a nice, clean we win. But
okay,
this is Brighton. We never play well against Brighton either. I don't know what happens to us when we play Brighton.
But will it make a difference? Emma, I know you said earlier about Bescott being more of a home. Do you reckon it'll make a difference that it's at Bescott against Brighton, run a good performance, good run? What do you think?
I'd hope so, because obviously we're going to be closer as fans. The atmosphere is going to be loads better. But then again, the atmosphere at Villa Park's improving.
Mm.
So that's always positive. But anyway, back to Bescott. Yeah, because we're going to hopefully have fans around the 2 edges, because I think the behind the goal is open as well, at least half of it.
Oh, good. Okay.
So you'll have people all down that one end, and then obviously behind the goal.
Yeah.
So there'll be a bit of hopefully conversation in chants between the two sections of fans. Yeah. I feel like I don't want to say the players enjoy playing at Bescott, because the pitch isn't great. The actual stadium's not great, but the feeling's much better. We feel more like the 12th player as fans at Bescott, and I feel like the players get that and can feel that, and then can use that to drive forward.
Yeah.
So hopefully it gives a positive vibe.
It is also supposed to snow tomorrow night though, so Bescott will probably just be on Saturday.
It's meant to snow
Tomorrow night.
Really? Oh, dear me. This
not where you are. You don't get the same weather as us.
I was going to say it because last night was a bit frosty here.
It was a bit frosty.
We might get this.
It was quite frosty here.
It's supposed to be heavy snowfall tomorrow night. So if they don't put Bescott's little grass hood on, then there might not be a match.
Little dress. As long as it's just not the Charlton Blackburn game that they postponed when the fans were in the stadium at the weekend. Don't know if we all saw that. It was meant to be a 12 o'clock kickoff. They postponed the kickoff. The pitch inspection was at 11:20.
Oh, wow.
For a 12 o'clock kickoff. They then did another pitch inspection at 12:30, I want to say. And then they finally delayed and postponed the match at 10-1. So there was a video on socials of the players clapping the fans, saying thank you for coming.
I hope they all got free hot chocolate.
But yeah, pitch was frozen, which was bizarre because Charlton play at the Valley, so it's a proper stadium. So you'd think they would have had
Oh
covers on, but didn't. So, yeah, didn't put their little dress on to cover the grass. So.
That's like
Didn't put the hat.
that's better than Bescott. That's like
Brilliant.
10 times better than
What
Bescott.
do you mean? Like, Prescott's got no hope if it snows.
No. So maybe everyone just goes there now, put their coats over the grass, and just hopes for the best.
They've bought a thing, haven't they? That's what I said. I swear they've got one this season.
They had one like when all the matches were postponed everywhere the other week.
They've bought themselves a little cover.
They put a thing out for because the Walsall played there. I think like the day before we did.
The day before,
got
yeah.
a B&Q, got a little top.
Home base is closed, and that's what it is. Got a cheap one.
Just got loads of polytunnels and zip them all together.
Many dust sheets.
Lindsay, how are you feeling about the game at the weekend? Reckon we can progress?
I'd like us to.
Great. Yeah.
But it's our bogey team, isn't it? So I'd like us to we are, but
Oh.
stranger things have happened. I don't really know what to think.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Like after watching Chelsea play West Ham yesterday,
Yes.
and like they did have quite a lot of chances in the first half. I know it was only 2-0, but it gives me confidence that our defensive performance was actually like as good as we thought it was, not just like
Yeah, not just being biased.
Chelsea having an off day or something.
If
Yeah.
you look at our formation as well in the first half, our back four was so solid as well, and that was something that I was really pleased with. In the second half, it sort of went a bit lax, but the first half it was so structured, it was so tight. And when the players like trying to push the back line and break it, like we were just letting them go offside, and I was just like, that's exactly what I've wanted for the last 2 seasons. So we can do it. It's just who gets off the buzz on the day.
Yeah, they were offside a few times, weren't they? Go offside.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. It's hidden in my notes somewhere. But there was one time where Lucy Parker just like shouted at them to be like, get back in. And you just thought that kind of almost army signaling, just like, right, get in line, get back. Because that line, like you said, when the camera kind of panned out and it was just so straight and so like together, and you just thought, yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly what you need. And it felt like Chelsea had less space to work with. Everything was really compact, really nice, and you just think, like you said, we can do it. It's just getting that, that instruction, to actually make it work. Yeah, no, 100%. Okay, so we're unsure about Brighton, but hopefully we do progress. Because there's some practice still left in. Yeah,
I think like Brighton started the season really well, and they were like this season's like us from 2 seasons ago or Liverpool from last season. That's how it felt like Brighton had started, but they've definitely petered off. I know they're missing like Frank Kirby still, aren't they, from the midfield, and
of course, yeah.
that's probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, because looking at the table now, I mean, United are in second. I mean, that still is bizarre. But yeah, Brighton are in 5th on 18 points. Tottenham are 1 point behind them on 17. Liverpool 15, Everton 13.
Yeah, because a few weeks ago, or definitely before Christmas, I remember looking at where Brighton were and thinking, oh, they're going to finish best of the rest. Like, no one's going to catch them. And now Spurs of all teams, they're like 1 point behind them. And I wouldn't say Spurs have been playing particularly well either.
No,
I can't
Spurs
say
have been playing quite boring
Average.
football, really, the last couple of weeks. So, but hey, if they're getting
So
the
maybe,
points,
maybe we can do something.
maybe. Yeah, because Leicester are 11th. They're just 3 points ahead of the relegation zone. And hey, we're 1 point ahead of them on 10.
Woo!
So we need it. We need a win. There's
We're going on a cup run.
going on a cup run. Yeah, we say it all the time.
We're going to
We
Wembley.
attempt it every single time.
And we're going to do it this year.
We're going to do it this year. Yes.
We've held Chelsea to 1-0, so if we get through and get drawn Chelsea, we will score in our own goal this time. And
You can take drums into Wembley, can't you?
I don't know.
We should all get a drum. Brass
I'm not
band.
sure.
I've got banned.
I'll get a horn. Just a
Sit
squeaky.
back in my wheelchair
horn
and I'll just
thing.
take it in and say it's a medical device. Nobody will say anything, will they?
A medical device. Yes, it makes sounds to make me happy. Therefore, that's what it works.
It's a sensory toy. Leave me alone.
Yeah, if it was this big, you might get away with it. I do have to say though, what could be a double if anyone was around and able to do it? We've got Villa Brighton at midday, and then it's Wolves Man United at 5:15. That would have been a good double, and that's sold out apparently. The Wolves game. So I mean, I hope Wolves do it.
Are they the only 2 games on the Saturday?
Oh,
They're the only 2 on the Saturday, yeah. And then Sunday, they've got Rugby Borough Liverpool, Palace Newcastle, Arsenal London City, Man City Leicester, Portsmouth Sunderland, and Chelsea Everton. So Everton have got Chelsea away 2 weeks in a row in the Cup and then in the league, which isn't
I
very
may as well just
Chelsea
stay in London,
Everton's going to
isn't
be spicy.
not fair at all. And Sunderland, of course, bless them. They were away to Exeter last time in the Cup, and now they're down at Portsmouth. So if they could get one nearer to home in the next round, that would be great. So yeah, perfect. Right. I think we've covered everything. Has anyone got anything else they want to talk about match-wise that we haven't?
I have no doubt we're going to beat Brighton 2-0.
2-0.
Oh, positive.
Oh, go on then. Since Gary's
We're getting their first clean sheet.
2-0 and a first clean sheet. Right, that's Gary's prediction. Emma, prediction for Brighton? Those aren't numbers, I'm afraid. I'm going to have to push you.
See, I want it to go like extra time, but not penalties, because I'm actually at the match and I feel like I might pass out if I go to penalties.
Okay.
So
Knowing
just
best
wanna
what they'll take them down the other end.
Okay.
I might say 1-0, but extra
1-0
time.
extra time. Okay. Nick, what are you thinking?
I think it's going to penalties.
No,
And
no,
then
no, no,
what?
no, I'll have to leave.
Penalties
Sorry.
and who's going to win?
Oh, at back Sabs.
Good. Correct answer. Good.
Oh, although my other favourite goalkeeper. Sabs. I back
We'll
Sabs.
just-
I back Sabs. I back Sabs.
We'll just let you have a moment, Nick. It's okay.
Sorry, I back Sabs.
Emily, what are you thinking?
3-0.
3-0. Oh,
Ooh.
getting those shooting boots on.
I
Lindsay,
reckon, yeah, early goal and then 2 really late ones.
I was going to go controversial. Sorry, Sabs. 4-2.
Ooh.
Again?
no.
That
No.
we had that last
To
time.
us or-
To us.
Is that with? Oh, to us. Okay.
Positive thinking.
Two.
To us.
Yeah, we'll we'll get payback for last time, but no red cards this time, please.
I'm unsure.
Ooh.
I might go 2-0 to us. just put it out there. I might go 2-0. My head first went to 3-1. Then I thought, no, Sabs can do it. Sabs can get a clean sheet. So I reduced it to 2-0. So there we go. That's what I think. But I think we've got to go strong, haven't we? Yeah.
I was going to say, we're assuming that
I think
Sabs is going to start. We don't think we'll see Talbot get game.
Oh, that's a shout. We've got
I'd
another
like to
one.
see Sabs start because I think we're one match away from the quarterfinals, and I think the back
consistency
line
is
needs
key
to
at
all
this
play
point.
together again.
Yeah, no. If she starts, no. She's not played a game of football in how long?
But
The pitch is
but isn't that what cup games are for?
not that high up.
Is
Not when we're playing WSL.
We didn't have her when it was against Bristol.
Well, their timing's wrong. That's their fault.
she's the only player that could possibly be cup tied, right? There isn't nobody else. Nobody else.
Yeah. Because we didn't
Don't bring anybody else in. Everybody else left.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know we spoke about Georgia actually got to play for Southampton.
Yes.
Her went to London to sit on the bench. Could she not keep ours warm still?
Yeah,
Well, that's the thing, isn't it?
yeah, I saw that.
Is she going to be? Because obviously London City have got rid of Grace Maloney now. So I mean, she deserves game time. And maybe, you know, she might have started for us in the cup because we know she can do it. But yeah, would she rather be kind of third on our bench or maybe higher up on London City? I hate it.
There is that, but she needs the game time, and that's the whole point in going out on loan.
Yeah.
But they have her sitting on the bench. But
yeah, if she'd gone out to be number one keeper, I could see it. But to go from a bench to a bench, I mean, we can say that about Caitlin Talbot as well, can't we? You know, kind of bench to
bench serves.
But hey, if it's experience and it's someone else on the bench who, you know, remember she was playing in the Spanish leagues, like she was a proper number one goalie. It's just been the last couple of seasons that she hasn't. So yeah, I mean, who knows what Arroyo is thinking, but you know, in her we trust for a brand new start. But yeah, we shall see. So that is on Saturday. Final thing then, Dree and Sabs have been called up for the Canadian women's national team. Casey Stoney's first roster came out today. And also Kirsty has been selected for the Scottish women's national team. And of course, Freya Gregory, who we all kind of had a moment of, what? Has changed, declared her allegiance. Is that right? To the Scottish women's national team, and she got her first senior call up. So congratulations to Freya and Kirsty for those. We haven't heard, I don't think, from any other countries yet, have we? Their rosters. But yeah, we've got an international break coming up very, very soon, haven't we? So we'll stay tuned to that one.
I think Serena's doing hers on the 11th.
The 11th? Okay, so next week, next pod, be able to talk about it.
I wonder if Lucy Parker will get a call up.
She's got to.
She'll probably get called up, but probably not going to get minutes.
I mean,
let's be real.
She's got to, though. She's fantastic. Like, but if you look at, I mean, this is a topic for a different podcast, but you know, you look at the England squad, and the majority are great, but are aging, as are many, and we need the next generation to be getting those minutes and to be pushing for those places. And Lucy Parker is definitely that player. So we shall see. We shall see.
I don't know if we were going to mention her anymore. Natalia Arroyo. I thought she had. I mean, obviously it's her first game in front of the fans, but she had a good sort of rapport already. I thought with.
Who got that picture and signature?
I did first, number one. She's very animated. I don't know if you noticed her on the like I was having a brilliant time watching her. Like,
she was like at least 3 feet outside of her box. She was going all over the place.
Brilliant. Both her and Tanya. I was like, do they have the dugout where you come from? Like, do you know? She was all over the place. I don't know how she didn't get a yellow card. I don't know how Sonia didn't get a yellow card. Like, it was fabulous.
Because they weren't being, you know, they weren't being disruptive or anything.
Yeah,
they were just purely walking around to get the best angle. Yeah.
She likes to view the game from sort of a crouched pitch level, which is lower than where the players are, which is a bit weird because it's not even the angle the players are seeing it at. And
I swear she's got some kind of code because she kept doing like weird little like Spock hands at people. Like she was doing threes and ones, and like I was just like, what is this? What is this strange communication you've got going on?
So what we need then is an interview with Natalia to be like, hey, can we just, what's this all about?
I did like that, like the players were coming up to her during the match and asking for feedback and stuff and clarification on what they were doing, which I thought was really. I know they've only had like half a week's training or whatever, but
still, you think if that rapport wasn't there,
there was one time Sabs came over whilst we were preparing to take a corner. And I took the corner before Sabs had gone back. You could do it like all of us were just like, hello. Like, I know we're not classically very good at corners, so they're probably going to clear it.
But like she's given off, again, we don't want to say it too early, but she's given off the best good vibes, isn't she?
I liked how in depth she went as well in her post-match comments. Yeah. It wasn't just like a sort of vague answer.
You like analyse the whole game.
Yeah.
It wasn't the
Got
same
a
after
manager
3
from
times.
M&S, that's
Like
why.
someone used it.
Eh?
Got a manager from M&S, that's why, rather than Primark on sale.
Like my reason.
She I liked what she said about us playing well out of possession, and we need to work on how we're playing in possession.
Mhm.
Because like even in the first half of the season, we had quite a lot of possession. We just didn't do anything with it. Whereas at least like when we are out of possession and get like against Chelsea, we did manage to get the ball off them, and we did look good on the counter attack.
Yeah.
Like against the bigger teams, we're better. And then when we play teams that let us have the ball, we just overthink it too much, and we can't.
Can't do much
We
with it.
just like try and dance around with it at the top of the box. You're like, do something with it,
Someone have a shot.
or
Someone.
we pass it backwards, and like Patsy and Sabs get like ranked highest for number of completed passes in the league.
I think having a defender as our head coach, and then obviously Sean as assistant, being a striker, I think that could be like a match made in heaven. Hopefully, like
Hopefully.
they're the two areas. I know there's only 3 areas of the pitch, but they're the 2 areas that like the defense and the striking has not been great. I mean, we clearly got our midfield sorted out under having a midfielder as a manager. So now we've got the other 2 covered. Learn all the positions and fix it a little bit.
Hey, maybe
And maybe play everyone in the correct position. I mean, I'm dreaming a bit there, but you know,
we can. Hey, the dice
We
have
can
been
hope.
retired.
I wonder.
It's-
I don't know. Can't remember what timeline they gave for Lucy Stan's injury, because we saw Missy Bocairns is back training on the pitch, but I don't know if that means she'll be available or not.
I don't know. They haven't given an update in a while, have they?
Oh no, they're really good at that.
No.
no, not really.
But can you remember when they were good?
You know what
Used to
I
have a little
miss?
graphic.
Hmm.
That's what I was just about to say. I miss the graphic that used to come out every few weeks and tell us exactly where the
Yeah.
players were.
I miss that. We'll launch a campaign. We'll get it sorted. We'll bring it back. Bring back the updates. But yeah, I'm feeling positive again. It's been a while. we went through a bit of a rough patch, didn't we? But yeah, I feel like maybe we are turning a corner and we're getting there. Because ultimately we've played 13 games. Still early, still just February. But yeah, it's one of those leagues like, I mean, looking at the points, Chelsea are out on 37,
Yeah.
United are behind them at 30. Like there's no real title race anymore.
No.
So it's literally race for Champions League spots and a race to avoid relegation. It's
You mean we can't win the league? Oh, I was being really
and we can have a
positive
chat. Some home truths might have to come out. I would love us to win the league one day. Hey, one day we'll get some
about that.
2032.
Maybe one day.
2032.
We'll all be on rocking chairs on a porch somewhere,
Speak for yourself.
reminiscing. Why? Where are you going to be?
Hey,
Yeah.
You've got
I'll
her
be
own-
telling. I'm
You'll
not telling
be
you where. I'm not telling you where I'm going to be.
bit rude.
I'll send you a postcard.
I know where your cave is. It's fine.
Stamps are expensive.
I don't think we're going to get that old.
Fine. The rest of us will be happily together on a villa decked porch. All right. Lindsay will just drop in time to time with like a letter from a pigeon and just send it through.
Send Hedwig on its way to you.
That's an owl.
Dead.
Shall we talk about Hedwig instead?
We missed that part.
Don't ruin my childhood.
Hedwig's dead.
Right. Before this madness descends any further, let's wrap it up there, shall we? Because I think we've talked about more things. So we are hoping we win
I have to
for
review Tracy's comment there.
Brighton. What was that now?
Oh, I have to agree with Tracy's comment there. Wait, hang on.
What?
I don't even understand.
Have
When
we
they
ever
beat
beat Chelsea?
Chelsea?
Like when we beat Chelsea. Sorry, we beat Chelsea.
I read it.
I think
No,
we've
I
only ever
don't
scored
understand.
once against Chelsea, haven't we?
Hang on, feeling positive after the.
Oh, did she mean when we played Chelsea last time?
Is Tracy drunk?
Ah,
Is Tracy watching live? Or is she watching on rewind?
Feeling positive after the performer.
Performer.
I think it's like you said at the start, Nick, about not getting too carried away.
Yes.
yeah.
Cautiously optimistic shall be the phrase.
I liked what
mean,
Arroyo said about, like, I can't remember how she phrased it, but she was like, I want us to get closer to the other teams in terms of performance, but not necessarily points. I'm like, can we have both, please?
Yeah, surely that means both, right?
Well, I kind of got what she meant, but like, yeah.
I think she meant points in the table, not like.
Yeah, not getting the same as
Yeah, I think she means like obviously we can't get the same points as Chelsea and United and Arsenal, but we would like to perform like them.
Yeah, rather than focusing on the table, let's just try and play well.
But I think the way she worded it made it sound like we weren't trying to get any points. We can get no points, but we'll play really well.
And that's what matters, the taking part. That's what it is. Tracy's blaming our big thumbs. That's what it is. Glad to know. Hey, thanks for joining us, Tracy. You and your big thumbs are welcome anytime.
Note to self, don't challenge Tracy to a thumb war.
Yeah. Next fan club fundraiser.
That's okay.
That's what it is. You okay, Emily?
Yeah.
Just a little yelp in the background there. What's
Nothing. It's fine. They had a free kick, but it was a bit messy. But Yamashita saved it.
She's not taken it yet. For God's sake,
I'm
sorry.
I'm only on 88 minutes.
Okay. Well, what we'll do, we'll wrap it up there, and then everyone can get back to the match rather than just going every time something happens.
I was giggling a minute ago to myself though because I just randomly looked over and Black Stanius was offside. It's like
Yeah, death, taxes, and Black Stanius being offside. Three guarantees in life. That's what this is. Right then, all we can say is a massive thank you to everyone who's watching, listening, watches on playback. And of course, we've hit 75 subscribers now on YouTube, which is fantastic. So please make sure you do like, subscribe, share, so we can build our wonderful community even bigger every single week. So thank you so much. We're going to put the socials on the outro. So yeah, if you don't follow us already, please do so. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining me this evening. It's been wonderful to see you all. And we'll be back next Thursday at 8 o'clock. So thank you very much. Good evening and bye.